What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Rookie Riches. I'm out here on that Gopuff grind. If you're new to the channel, all I do is talk about different ways to make money online and on the streets. Today I'm on my Gopuff delivery driver grind. This is what I do. I probably do this 4 days a week. Sometimes I turn it up to 7 days a week, depending on what I need. But yeah, this is one of my mini hustles. I didn't work yesterday. Monday I did 28 deliveries for $157. With GoPuff, if you do 10 deliveries, you get 40 bucks. 20 deliveries, you get 60 bucks. 30 deliveries, you get 80 bucks. And you do 40 deliveries, you get a $100 bonus. So I'm only 2 deliveries away from that $80 bonus, and I'm 12 away from the $100 bonus. But I know I'm gonna get that. I work 6 to 12 tonight. I'm right across the street from the warehouse I'm about to pull up. I'm expecting it to be real busy tonight. It's not really a lot of movement out here. It's a real snowy, icy night. I'm gonna have to watch how I drive tonight. Be safe out here. Stay with the sanitizer, stay with your mask. When you're a driver, you gotta do that with any job right now. But you should have been doing that anyway. Why? But yeah, I'm about to pull up at the warehouse. Dang, somebody blocking the entrance. Let me go around. Yeah, but the shift tonight, 6 to 12. I'm expecting a big night. It's snowy out here. It's me and 2 other drivers on right now. I'm about to get in here and see what I can do tonight. I think I'm gonna at least match Monday's total or even beat it. We gonna see. But document the grind, document the hustle. We get back on y'all. I think I'm gonna do an update every hour or 2 hours, but just depending on how busy we get. Y'all to see how the flow of the video go though. What's going on? Welcome back to the 8 o'clock update with a 7 o'clock update. I'm mad, my bad. I've been on the clock for an hour. So far I done did 4 deliveries. I'm already over that 30 deliveries that it take to get the $80 bonus. But I did 4 deliveries, put me at 32 on the week for $23, nighttime drivers on, But yeah, I'm making $23 an hour right now. I'm on my way back to the Puffy shop, see what's puffing. We'll see how much we can do tonight. But yeah, that's a good start, $23. I done started out with $41.50 an hour. And I think my record is $41.75 an hour. But yeah, I'm on my way back up here to the warehouse. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a real busy night. It's snowing out here, the road's kind of icy. I've been driving like real slow and cautious, Got to keep the ride running because this my job, this is what I do. I need to ride. But yeah, I'm on my way back up here to see what we can do in this second hour. But $23, that ain't bad money. I got the Les Brown plan for my motivation tonight. For I'm motivated, fully motivated, highly medicated, on the best of that, if you read me. But yeah, we gonna see what we can do in this next hour. But yeah, that ain't a bad start to the hour. It's 6:50. Still got 10 more minutes, but it's taking me about 10 minutes to get back to the shop, especially while these roads here right now. Yeah, but I'm gonna do another update at 8 o'clock, let y'all know where we at. What's going on? Welcome back to the 8 o'clock update. Well, it's about 7:48 to be exact, but it's gonna take me about 10 minutes to get back to the warehouse. But yeah, when I did that first update, I was at 4 deliveries for $23. In this last hour, I knew I wasn't gonna do as many this hour. I had to stop and get me some old, some old tater skins. No meat, just scallions and pico. You know how I eat them, I ain't ate no meat. It'll be 90 days on 20 if God is good. All praises to the God, that self-discipline, determination. I gotta show that same to us, breaking these old habits. But not to get off topic, but we was at $23 on 4 deliveries. And right now, I did 2 more deliveries in that hour. It was a slow hour. Like I said, I stopped and got something to eat. But it put me at $32.50. So I'm at like $16.25. But like I said, it changed and fluctuate every hour with GoPuff. Like I'm making $16.25 this hour, but this next hour gonna be a beast. I'm gonna probably start this hour right at the at the warehouse. I'll be right there at 8 o'clock when that 8 o'clock hour flip. So I'll probably do I'm expecting that 8 o'clock hour to be a big hour. I think I'm gonna do over 200 tonight, even though it's starting off kind of slow compared to like how a $200 night go. But the streets clearing up, I think the salt trucks gonna finally came out here so I can move around a little better. But yeah, I'm do another update at 9 o'clock. Let y'all know how that money done plinked up, But this hour cost me a little bit because I had to give me something to eat and recharge, potato skin with the pico scallions. Matter of fact, they forgot my scallion. I ain't gonna even lie, I'm mad. I just got pico on these, pico and cheese. But you know, I'm debating if I'm gonna keep doing the vegetarian thing. Like, I don't even know, man. I just did it one day. You know, I did a fast, man. They say with all religions, it's fasting and stuff involved, you know, and it's just a practice of faith, you know, when you fast on and take something away that your body desire and used to having, you know. But not to get off topic, we had 3250 on 6 deliveries in the first 2 hours. You know, I'm still vegetarian. I ain't all the way vegan, but I'm debating what I'm gonna do at these 90 days. I have been craving like fried chicken, big ass burger, you know. But I'm gonna let y'all know, you know, I'm gonna keep documenting the grind, documenting the hustle with my videos. Y'all know if I slip back up, you know, I have a burger in here or something, some fried chicken from Popeyes or something, you know, I be craving. But yeah, I'm gonna get back on y'all at 9 o'clock with the update. Let y'all know what's going on with the money. What's going on? Welcome back to the, to the update. Just the 9 o'clock update. I've been on the clock for 3 hours now. You know, my shift is 6 to 12 today. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, my shift is 6 to 12. I've been on the clock for 3 hours. You know, right now, when I did the last update, I was at 6 deliveries. I was at 6 deliveries for $32.50. So far, I did 4 more deliveries since then. I got another delivery right here I'm on my way to. It's only me and another driver on. But right now, I'm at 10 deliveries on the night for $51.50. You know, that's like making about $17 an hour. 50 hours on the brain, you know, a little over 17 hours, you know. But yeah, I'm on my way to this other customer. I'm mad, I just missed a tip. You know, that's one thing about being a Gopuff driver. Always check the notes. And like, you know, when you get to a delivery, because I just missed the tip. They told me to leave a bag on the inside of the porch, and the tip was like in a jar on the porch. But I was in a bad area. I couldn't even open it up to tell the customer I was, you know, I leave a little text message, let the customer know that the order been delivered along with their address, just so that I'll make sure the address not wrong. But yeah, I couldn't open it up. I was in a bad area. Man, they left a tip. Ain't no telling what that tip was. Might have been a $10, $20 tip. You know, I'm kind of mad I missed that. But yeah, I'm on my way to do this other delivery. Just wanted to give y'all that update. You know, well, $51.50. That's what we at right now. The streets is real bad out here. I've been creeping out here. It's like icy, you know. I don't even think the sauce truck's been out. I thought they had been out last spring, but I think it had just stopped snowing for a minute, but it's still coming down. The streets real icy, a lot of black ice, you know. But right now, $51.50 after 3 hours. It's like 17 and some change an hour. I'm gonna do another update at 10 o'clock. See how much more money we can put on that, you know. What's going on? Welcome back to the 10 o'clock update. You know, I've been on the clock for 4 hours now. You know, when I did the last update, I was at 10 deliveries for $51.50. We was making like 17 and some odd change an hour, you know. But you know, I got a little pay boost, you know, in this last little hour. I ended up doing 4 more deliveries, putting me at 14 on the night for $74.50. You know, that means we making about $18.60 an hour, you know. Boy, smart. But yeah, we make about $18.60 an hour. We got like a little $1.50, $1.60 raise. You know, a $1.50, $1.60 raise is huge. It's huge. Like if you working for like anywhere, you know, they only be giving you like a quarter a year. Like a lot of jobs I had, they be giving you like a quarter, 50 cents. Take 2-3 years to get $1. You know, I just got it in an hour, you know. I told you it'd be up and down. But the road's bad out here, you know. I'm like I said, I'm creeping along. The road's real bad out here, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I ain't had no delivery, no customer complaints talking about the delivery took too long or nothing, but because I know where everything got up here, you know, everything like a 5-mile radius, east, west, north, south, you know. So it ain't really taking me long to still get these puffy snacks to these people, you know. But somebody gave me a nice ass tip. You know, one of these last deliveries, because I wasn't at $74. Somebody gave me a nice little tip. I don't know which customer it was, but good looking out. You know, but I'm on my way to another delivery, but this gonna go on the next hour. You know, but yeah, we're gonna keep documenting the grind, document the hustle. It got me looking real zoomed in right now. I don't understand what's going on. Light reflecting off my little bright shirt. But yeah, not to get off topic, man. We making $18.60 an hour. Been on the clock for 4 hours. We at 74.50. We'll be back on y'all with an update in an hour, you know. Let y'all know how the night keep going. But oh yeah, the book. I'm listening to a book right now too. John Maxwell, 21 irrefutable laws. 21 irrefutable qualities of a leader. I said laws. But yeah, that's what I'm listening to right now. Just a deep book, you know. Gotta be, you know, you a leader. Quit talking about yourself so much. Let people talk and encourage, you know, be encouraging. That's one of the little nuggets I got up out of this book so far. But yeah, I'm gonna get back on y'all in an hour. Let y'all know where the money done blinked at. What's going on? Welcome back to the, you know, the 11 o'clock update. I'm up here putting gas in the car. Get my stuff together. Putting gas in the car, you know. But on that last update, had to give me a coffee too. You know, I'm trying to quit them Red Bulls. But on that last update, I was at 14 deliveries for, I believe, $74. Yeah, $74.50. You know, since then, I done did another 3 deliveries. It's cold out here. Wow. I done did another 3 deliveries, bringing me to 17 on the night for $92.75, I believe. You know, it's like, you know, 18, a little over $18.50 an hour, you know. Not bad money, you know. We went down about 7 cents. I think we was at 18, making $18.62 that last hour. We at $18.55. You know, it's still like, I could have waited till I got back to the puffy shop to do this update. It's like 10:45, but it's gonna take me about 10 minutes to get back over there anyway. So it's gonna be 11 o'clock anyway. But yeah, I'm up here, getting gas. Put a little 15 in here real quick. It's the first time I had to stop for gas today. But I got this app called Trip Log where you log all your gas and everything. But I'm matter of fact, I'm gonna go. Let's go. You know, I got this app called Trip Log. You track your mileage, your expenses, all of that. So when you go to do your 1099, because if you work for like a gig work like Uber Eats, anything, DoorDash, anything like that, you a 1099 contractor, so you got to file your taxes at the end of the year. So what the Trip Log app do is help me keep my expenses, how much I'm spending on gas. Like when I turn this camera off, I'm going to go ahead and enter that 15 that I just spent on under my fuel, you know, so I can keep that going. You know, you write off a lot of stuff at the end of the year when you a 1099 contractor, like especially driver. You know, I get to write off all my mileage, all my oil changes, anything that happened with my tires. You know what I'm saying? I get to write all of that off. You know, damn, I think this is the right turning lane. Let me get my ass. I think I'm tripping. I was tripping. But yeah, you get to write all that off at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't know that. They be like, yeah, you got to take that off of gas, what you making per hour. But yeah, I'm gonna write it off and get it back in taxes, you know. And that's anything car related. If I have to buy another car, if driving is my job, that's written off as an expense. I just had to learn that from doing it, you know. Just talking to somebody that had more experience, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna get back on y'all. And if you just now starting driving, go form you a LLC, like a courier service LLC, and get paid under your business EIN instead of your social security number. I'm in the process of transferring that over. That's just some game I picked up. The CEO, I think her name is CEO Drive Her. Good ass channel, good content. You know, she been doing gig work for a minute. She got a lot of little helpful tips. I watch all her updates and everything. But yeah, not to get off topic, we had 17 deliveries for $92 and some little change. I think it's $92.75. You know, I'm already over the 40 deliveries to get that $100 bonus. You know, and we gonna keep on puffing. It's 11 o'clock. I told dude I might stay on the 1 because we had a driver leave early. He was supposed to be our closing driver at 3:15. He took off probably 3 hours ago. But yeah, I'm on my way back up here. I'll get back on y'all with an update at 12 o'clock. You know. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Rookie Riches. you know, man, when I did this, the 12 o'clock update, I'm supposed to be off, but they need me to stay another hour. Our closing driver that usually stayed at 3 o'clock, he left at like an hour in these shifts. We had an emergency or whatever. But yeah, when I did the last update, I was at 17 deliveries for $92.25, making like $18.55 an hour or something like that. It been puffing this last hour. This been my best hour on the night. You know, I did 6 deliveries in this past hour, you know, bringing me up to 23 deliveries on the night for, you know, $129.75. You know, we got a raise in that last hour, you know. We was at $18.55, now we at $21.62. You know, it's puffing out here. I'm already over the 40 orders for the $100 bonus that GoPuff give you for going over 40 orders. But yeah, you know, we got a raise in this last hour. You know, we making $21.62. I'm pretty sure when I pull up at the warehouse, they're gonna have another 4-5 orders. You know, it's been going kind of crazy, and we were short on drivers, so I'm expecting them to have me another 4-5 more orders. You know, it's puffing out here. But yeah, I'm gonna get back on y'all with another update at you know, when I check up out of here in an hour. I really supposed to be going home, but you know, I'm gonna look out for the team. I missed all of last week, you know, with the sciatic back issue. You know, my back went crazy, my back went out, you know, doing something, you know, I don't know what happened, but I had to take a week off. I only worked one day, but I made like $260 in that day, that only day that I worked last week, which was a Sunday. You know, I did 30 deliveries in one day. But yeah, I'm on my way back to the Puffy shop, see what's puffing, check my fly paper, see what's sticking, you know. Got that book still playing, and it's called the I said Infutable, 21 Infutable Laws of a Leader. It's called, that's not exactly what it's called. I gotta get the title again. You know, I smoke a little shitty. But yeah, I'm gonna get back on y'all in an hour, you know, when I go home. But right now I'm at 23 deliveries at 51 deliveries total on a week. Still got 3 more days to work, so I'm expecting to do over 100. I ain't did over 100 in a couple weeks, so I'm probably gonna do over 100 orders this week. But I'm gonna get back on y'all in an hour, you know, let y'all know what the end tally is. Document the grind, document the hustle. It's out here puffing right now. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Rookie Riches. You know, this my 1 o'clock checkout video. You know, I was only supposed to do 6 to 12 today. I ended up doing an extra hour, help the team out. You know, we only got 1 closing driver. Matter of fact, our supervisor had to come in to drive from 12 to 3 because we lost our closing driver today. But yeah, when I did the last update, I was at 23 orders. Yeah, I was at 23 orders for $129, I believe. I ended up doing 6 more orders for $169, I believe. You know, I had a graphic pop up. You know, I've been tired. You know, I think it's 167 or 169. You know, I usually be on point with that. But I know it came out to like averaging $23.46 an hour. You know, so we got a bump in pay. We was making $21 and some change on the last update. You know, so we got a bump in pay almost every hour. You know, besides like that second hour we went down in pay, but ever since then it kind of went up every hour. But yeah, I did 29 deliveries, like $167, $169, came out to like 23 and some change an hour. But yeah, I'm up here about to grab me something to roll up in on my way to the house. But yeah, man, the book that I was listening to, I said Infutable. It's called 21 Indispensable Laws of a Leader. That's John Maxwell. You know, I listened to a couple of his books before. You know, he talk all about leadership. You know, but yeah, I'm up here about to go in here. You know, grab something to roll up in real quick. Getting off of Gopuff. Now it's time to go home and Gopuff. You know, been a good day. Made $23 an hour tonight. You know, I'm already over. Man, I did 57 orders in the last 2 days. In the last 2 days, I did 57 orders for over $300. You know, it's been really puffing. You know, we've been kind of short-handed. We need to hire some more drivers, but I don't mind the money. You know, over 300. I think it's like 320, about 325 in 2 days. It's like making $160-something a day. Not bad money. You know, if you do that 30 days a month. I mean, I don't work 30 days a month, but like hypothetically, if I did, you know, that'd be, man, like about $4,000 a week, man. About if I made $160 30 days, my bad, I'm kind of tired, y'all. I'm usually on point with this math. So 30 days would be 3,000, 60 times 30 would be another 180. So you would make about, you know what I'm saying, about almost $3,200 a month. You know what I'm saying? Dookie Howser with that math. You know, I'm just a little tired today. I usually would have had that answer right off the bell, you know, but you make about $3,200 a month. And I had days where I go over $200, you know. But, you know, this been another one for the books. But, you know, document the grind, document the hustle, man. You know, we making good money out here delivering snacks, making stacks, delivering snacks. You know, I had a comment on one of my videos today. The guy said, you need a better job than that. That's more like a side hustle. It's all about what you making, you know. It's kind of a negative comment, you know. It's all about what you making. Like I said, I done did 47 hours and it was more like a job, but I made almost $1,200. Well, about $1,200 for that 47 hours. Same thing I would have did at another job, you know. But mine is tax-free, you know. But yeah, this been another one. I'm gonna get back on y'all tomorrow. I do work tomorrow, 6 to 1, and then I'm off Friday, and then I got a Saturday morning. I ain't did a Saturday morning in a couple months. You know, I've been kind of slow on Saturday. I don't know what made me pick up a Saturday morning. We're gonna see how I go though. Document the grind, document the hustle. You know, peace and love, health and wisdom.